Radio, the future of radio and podcast. No limit to what we do.
IAXISRADIO, WIAX, the future of radio and podcast. No limit to what we do.
Thank you for tuning in to the Lola Shae Show. I am your host, Lola Shae, and this is IAXISRADIO.com. We are available on all your streaming platforms, wherever you get your streams. So, I want to say good evening to everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Thank you. And let's just get right into it. So, this week has been a DEI nightmare. First of all, Americans are coming to understand that DEI does not mean only black people. Good evening to you, Ronnie Jones. It means anybody who's not a white man. And they are finding that out as a lot of MAGA Trump supporters find themselves without a job this week. And they are not happy about it. Just to say the least, anyway. I mean, I don't know. It's always an idea that it's going to happen to somebody else. It's going to affect somebody else, that they're not really talking about us. That's the homie. He can't be talking about us. We voted for him. And that's a lot of people's attitudes. Unfortunately, that's not the case. I'm not even sure he understood what DEI was, diversity and equitable inclusion. Because he blamed DEI for the crash that they had in D.C. this week. So a Black Hawk helicopter crashed with a commercial aircraft carrying about 60 people this week, killing everybody involved. A lot of excuses are being thrown around. They're saying it was a training mission. They let the kids drive. I don't know. A lot of people want to know why a helicopter specifically created to do intricate diversions and movements in the air wasn't able to do so. So, I mean, there's a lot of questions. But Trump came out and blamed DEI, which they might need some more diversity and equity and inclusion in the aircraft controller towers, because they're understaffed, they're overworked, and they're tired. And the stress levels involved in doing that particular job are so high that the turnovers are unbelievable. It's very hard to fill those positions. They are finding that autistic people are uniquely qualified to do those jobs because of their ability to think spacically and logically. So they can see in 3 dimensions. And multiple dimensions, and basically play the program like a video game. So they, let's get a lot more people involved in some of these lesser known but very important jobs. That would be great. So Sylvester Stallone got a tattoo of his wife, and he told his wife he wanted to get a dog. The wife said no to the dog, so Sylvester Stallone divorced the wife, got the dog, and then put the dog's tattoo picture over his wife's tattoo. So, I mean, nothing is guaranteed, I tell you. And, be nice to people. That's all I'm saying. Let that man have his dog. He was going to have a dog. Never deny a man a dog. Anyway. Anyways, right? So, there's a saying that when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, implying that when bad things come your way, you use those bad things to make good things out of them. And some bad things actually lead to good things. So, don't always be so negative and think about everything as pessimistically. It could have a silver lining, right? But what if I told you that life didn't give us lemons, we made them shits? We took a bit of orange and a citron and we genetically spliced them together and we made lemons. So by virtue, it's kind of like the crabs in the barrel. It's not the naturally occurring thing. It's just a phenomenon that we've become used to. So a lot of times when you feel like, it can't get, well, it can always get worse, but that it can't be this bad. First of all, somebody's always going through something worse than you, and yes, it can get worse, and it's 9 times out of 10 depends on your particular outlook on things. If you believe that it's horrible, it will be. So, just wanted to say that. Second most talked about news topic this week is the deportations. ICE has been very, very busy, even so far as to running down on the Native Americans. We had to have the discussion this week of what the difference was between a Native American and an American Indian. The American Indians were the ones who were here when Columbus got here. Copper-skinned, dark-complected individuals. And Native Americans are basically traveled over during the last ice age from Siberia. So those would be your Eskimos and people who look like Eskimos. Your stereotypical Native American Indian. So it has to be noted that those are two different people, because one of those peoples fall under the category of black and one of those peoples do not. Then you factor in the $5 Indians, which are Caucasian European Americans who were able to purchase purchase an Indian nationality and have their names into the rolls legally, stating that they are Indians at a cost of $5 per person. So there's a lot of confusion as we go into discussions over reparations and restitutions for the atrocities visited upon both the Native Americans and the American Indians. So, a lot of talk this week about historical context and the idea of what an American is. It's not necessarily a real thing, and I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash from that. But of course, there was no America at a time, so there was no such thing as an American at a time. Uh, this was not even called America before Christopher Columbus and those folks came. It was called Turtle Island. It was called a few other things, but it was not known as America. Um, and the inhabitants that lived here were not known as Americans. So, and then if that's also the case, that would make Mexicans Americans. That would make everybody from South America Americans, which would also include well, not everybody, but a lot of the people going through the current immigration crisis right now, which is a lot of El Salvadorian, Venezuelan, Costa Rican, Honduras. All of these are South American places, and by such, these people technically are American. So the idea that we want them to go home, we want them back in their country. Well, America invited them here. Let's not forget that part. They didn't invade and sneak in the middle of the night unbeknownst to anybody. There were plenty of politicians and other folks on board with shipping them to the various sanctuary cities. We can argue all day as to what the motivation was, what they planned on getting out of it. Some say it would be to disrupt the censuses. Some people would say is to get more Democrats on the rolls, which they would be surprised to find that a lot of those people voted Republican, the ones that are able to vote. The other argument that comes in is so the whole discussion of birthright citizenship, they try to use your emotions against you a lot of times by bringing up the fact that the amendment was first established to cure any questions over the citizenship of the newly released slaves. They weren't talking about anybody else at the time. And this is prior to the whole Ellis Island influx. This is prior to the Japanese and Asian influx. This is right at Restoration and Emancipations. So, we understand that rather than give these newly established citizens jobs, they imported people, and this is what they constantly do to offset the balance, so to speak, and to make sure that they're not given the necessary resources where they're actually supposed to go. So the idea that Trump would suspend birthright citizenship is not retroactive. He's not therefore able to take away the citizenship of people who already have their citizenship. What he's referring to, what he's concerned about, is the idea that people just step foot on this. So a pregnant person who could may or may not have conceived here in America comes here 9 months and 99th day pregnant, and they have their baby here in America at an American hospital. That baby is then issued a birth certificate and a social security card. That baby is then automatically a citizen of the United States of America, while the parents are not citizens of the United States of America. And the argument is that that should not be. He does not want that to be. going forward, not retroactive. If it was retroactive, then you'd be concerned that nobody born from that point forward would then thereby be a citizen of the United States. They always want to make it about black people. It's not about black people. Well, ultimately, it's always about black people, but it's not fundamentally about black people, because it would not only affect black people, because it's not just black people who were naturalized citizens. You understand? So Trump would be remitting his own citizenship if that was the case. So he's not I'm sure that the wording, the jargon that they use has to be worked out, but basically that's what it is. He doesn't. Well, our citizenship is not up for debate or negotiation. But anybody who comes here in the future and believes that their child will automatically be a citizen just because they were born here, those are the people he's referring to. That would include anybody who wants to get married to become a citizen, anybody trying to do it other than the regular sponsorship, Department of Immigration, citizenship classes, taking a test, and obtaining your citizenship, would be null and void. Not that he's somehow suddenly. Now, I do know that every few years they want to argue, whether or not we are or are not citizens, but that's what the 14th Amendment establishes unrevocably. They would have to upend the entire Constitution in order to undo that. The insult comes in where we keep begging them for rights that we already have. We should just sue them for not acknowledging our rights and not beg them to give us rights that we already have. As citizens, we already had the right to vote. We already had the right, but because we didn't earn our freedom, it was given to us, it was legislated to us, we're never quite sure of how free we actually are. Ultimately, that's what it is, I believe. Argue with your mama, I don't care. There's a lot of room for argument, and that's what they're doing, arguing. But ultimately, no. I don't let them have you worried about, am I a citizen or am I not a citizen? Are they gonna revoke our citizens? No. They're fear-mongering as usual, and scaring the hell out of people who don't know no better. So they definitely they definitely benefit and profit off of your lack of knowing stuff. So they want you pretty much ignorant so that they can continue on and make money off of you. So if you believe it, then they're like, did they fall for that? Did it work? It worked? Okay, yes, it worked. And then they continue tapping your pockets any way that they possibly can. So, okay, now I want to talk about Poland. And then after I'm finished talking about Poland, we're going to take ourselves a brief video break. This week's videos are Worldorama, Bianca. I'm going to have to write this down. But we got a few coming up for you. But I want to talk about Poland because Poland is working my nerves. Poland has taken okay. Like I said earlier, every time you think that it's just so bad and everything is so horrible. Now, mind you, the cartels have opened fire on border patrol down at the Mexico-Texas border down there. So they've been having craziness going on. And a lot of people are very, very unhappy about the way that the migrants are being treated and the idea that ICE is able to go in the schools and the churches where they weren't before. I can't really feel too sorry about that, because if you're taking my kindness for granted, then I have to withdraw my kindness for a little while. Like, I have to. It's necessary. It's mandatory. So the idea that you know that I can't go here, so this is where you're going to hide, it's not gonna sit well with anybody. So, we can't go there. Well, I bet you we'll be going there now, since y'all believe that that's where we can't go. Oh, you can go hide there because they can't come to the church. They can't go into school. Yes, they can. Okay, so honestly, again, making a lot of unpopular comments, but you would not have to worry about any of that. People who came through the right way are not worried about being deported. Even though they did they detained a couple of people that weren't illegals, but they let them go, and they went home. And the people who were illegals did not go home. So, say what you want. But okay, now first with Poland has taken to straight up shooting anybody who comes across their borders illegally. Their excuse is that they want to keep Islamization from spreading to their country. I didn't even know that was a word. And no negotiations, straight giving the military permission to shoot at will, on demand, and to kill anybody illegally caught crossing the border. So, anytime you want to complain about getting rounded up and taken back to your country, let's consider some people are not making it back anywhere because they decided to go to the wrong country. Now, Poland has been named the safest country in Europe. Let me make that noted. The same shooting the immigrants. Safest country in Europe. The same Poland that we went to World War over because Germany invaded Poland. We went to World War. So to protect Poland, we went to war. Okay? War. Poland as a country has people in damn near every country and every continent on the globe that came in as, please help us. We need help. We need protection. We need safe haven. Okay, for them to now turn around and say, no, we don't want nobody in our country and shoot to kill. The hypocrisy is not lost on me. I'm sorry. It's not lost on me at all. So I'm still shocked over the safest city in Europe. Yeah, I bet it is for Polish people. And they probably doing DNA tests to make sure you're a Polish person too. Meanwhile, DNA test is not allowed in Israel because they don't want them people to find out that they're Polish. So anyway. The list of countries saying no to immigration. Of course, we discussed Poland, the UK, Hungary, Germany, Sweden, and now the United States. But the United States is not saying no to immigration. You can still fill out the proper paperwork and go down and take the classes and take the tests, answer the questions, know who what's his face name is, Teddy Roosevelt in them is, and what the Fifth Amendment is, what the Second Amendment is. But don't get excited about the Second Amendment. Just know what it is. And and become an actual bona fide legal tax-paying member. That's the thing. So you don't want to pay taxes. You don't want to be beholden to any of the rules and regulations, but you want all the perks and all the privileges of being here in America, and that really should not be allowed, honestly. Again, I can't go to your country with that stuff. I can't go to your country and let My visa lapse. I can't go to your country and say I'm not going to learn the language. I can't go to your country and just set up shop illegally and siphon money back home. That's nobody. It's not going to make anybody thrilled with that particular situation. So Trump sent the male transgenders back to their prisons, which I could never figure out why they would be in the female prisons anyway. This is just another example of how crazy it had gotten. There were men with penises in the women's prisons because they were not transgender. They were cross-dressers because they still had the parts. So no trans anything if you still got the parts. You're just cross-dressing, okay? So they was cross-dressing, and they were allowed to go into the female prisons. And of course, you know what happened in the female prison. We got pregnant female prisoners. Because why wouldn't we have pregnant female prisoners? If they have to cut up the franks in the female prisons, why would they allowed? Why would they allow? Like, the reason just went completely out of the window. So we can't have franks, but we can have Frank. Okay, as long as his name is, I call her Francine. Come here, Francine. Let me talk to you after the lights out. I gotta talk to you about some things. I bet the fuck. I'm sorry, but certain stuff just tickles the shit out of me. And that's when they're like, what? Why were they? Why exactly would you let that happen? I don't know. Tickles the shit out of me. Tickled the hell out of the female inmates, too. Anyway, Lizzo has been rejected by the BBWs, big black, big beautiful women. Yeah. Not necessarily black, but beautiful. All the big girls is mad because Lizzo dropped like 100 some odd pounds. And they feel like because she was the fat representative that she's supposed to stay fat. She wasn't necessarily the fat representative. She was the be happy in your own body representative, which you should be at any size, right? But on the other hand, if you're not healthy, there's no reason why you should be bullying everybody into accepting that you are obese, okay? You could be a big girl all you want to, but your heart is not going to appreciate that shit too long, okay? That fatty livers and all that, So healthy is what it is. Now, if you are big, some people are big and freaking healthy at the same time. We're not talking about them. Y'all keep on with yourselves. We're talking about the ones that are unhealthy and want to use Lizzo as an excuse to stay unhealthy. Don't, that shouldn't be. And I was following a young lady on, I don't like the idea of following people, but it's the only way you can put it. So I was following this lady on Instagram, and which is how I found out about the whole Lizzo be damned. And the idea is that, you know, you're supposed to be big and you're proud of being big and damn what anybody else says. And that sounds great. That sounds great until you can't get out your bed and you like pushing 600. Like you can't get an Uber ride like the big girl, the rapper that's suing Lyft right now because the dude told her she was too big for his car. Okay, and it was a SUV, but he was worried about his shocks, and he was worried about whether his shocks was gonna hold up with this big old woman when she weighed like literally 400 some odd pounds. And she's become the de facto Lizzo replacement, apparently. But she's suing Lyft because they said that she was too big for the car. Now, whether she was or not is relative. Like, but she obviously alarmed the hell out of the driver of the car for him to be like, oh, no, I don't think that's going to work out. Good evening to you, Abby. How are you? So, yeah. I mean, you can argue that, you know, this is me, this is how I want to be, and nobody, and you know, and the reverse is the reversal is the same as well. So you have people with basically have anorexia and bulimia who want to be stick figures, and they don't care what anybody says, that they're wasting away, they're almost invisible. They don't care. So the idea, though, is healthy beyond everything else. Body dysmorphia is a real thing when you look in the mirror and you don't see what you feel like you're supposed to see, or what's, in some cases, you don't see what's actually there. You see an exaggerated version, a funhouse mirror type reflection of yourself. So extra big or extra small, depending on the individual, right? So there's a lot of people who suffer from body dysmorphia. A lot of your favorite actresses, models have been guilty of this over the years. And there's many ways that people go about dealing with it, you know, but being comfortable in your own skin, regardless of your size, is first and foremost necessary for everybody. I want everybody to be healthy, first of all. And for one person's healthy is not the same as someone else's. So some people are able to carry more weight than others easily and comfortably. I mean, some people, it weighs them down and it causes them all kinds of health problems. So it's a matter of what's best for you. And only you know that, you know. So for me, like 175 pounds will look really, really nice. Some people, that's too big. So it depends. Like, I'm like 165 now, and really happy about it. Not happy about outgrowing all my damn clothes, but I'm happy I'll be able to go shopping again soon. Shopping sprees are always fun. Okay. Anyways, so I'm going to take this time out real quick to do our first video break, and then we'll be back with the rest of the show.
Hey yo, Queens get the money, long time no cash. I'm caught up in the hustle where the guns go blast. Queens get the money, long time no cash. I'm caught up in the hustle where the guns go blast. Hey yo, Queens get the money, long time no cash. I'm caught up in the hustle where the guns go blast. A fool retaliated, so I had to think fast. Put out my heat first, he put out his heat last. Hey yo, Queens get the money, so we tuck the heat. Ain't nothing sweet, and other places think y'all running shit, then we'll buck your feet. Hot steps, take the right steps. Muscle biceps, strong arm emoji, swinging swords like Shinobi. Can't no rapper hold me out the gate, can't control me. Best beware with your gun. You can't get jacked, sound like Janet. Y'all be wishing on a star, but be taking life for granted. Standing 10 toes down to the ground, my feet is planted. Born in Brooklyn Women's Hospital, but Queens is where I landed. East Elmhurst first, then Flushing. I rushed in, Jamaica never fake the moves outside. Be outside, don't get yourself popped in Far Rock. School of hard knocks, that's Corona. We the owner, shit get sticky, get the blicky or the burn if it's your turn, and that'll learn ya. But only necessary, cause Queens we never worry. Hey yo, Queens get the money, long time no cash. I'm caught up in the hustle where the guns go blast. Queens get the money, long time no cash. I'm caught up in the hustle where the guns go blast. Hey yo, Queens get the money, long time no cash. I'm caught up in the hustle where the guns go blast. A fool retaliated, so I had to think fast. Put out my heat first, he put out his heat last. Queens get the money, slogan is inside of me. The best they gotta be. Rest in peace to that nigga Prodigy. I remember when you and your man shot at me over that robbery. Your chain was only 10 carats, but it was heavy jewelry. Foolery we went through when we was young, we was dumb. But in retrospect, I sit back and reflect. It was fun. We would be at each other's house. You drink Henny, I drink rum. It was grimy, hanging out in the 90s, packing guns. Memories of smoking weed in the basement of the dance school. Ironically, same block you would visit when they paroled you. You was ahead of your time with your rhyme, I ain't gon' hold you. It's sad that they do paint on your face at the mural. You was loyal to the hood that wasn't loyal back. You wrote that book, niggas was shook, cause none of it was capped from Hempstead, but instead you rep Queens, and that's a fact. They should've took some of these lame rappers and sent your ass back. Hey yo, Queens get the money, long time, no cash. I'm caught up in the hustle where the guns go blast. Queens get the money, long time, no cash. I'm caught up in the hustle where the guns go blast. Ayo, Queens get the money, long time, no cash. I'm caught up in the hustle where the guns go blast. A fool retaliated, so I had to think fast. Put out my heat first, he put out his heat last.
Weird, y'all. I text somebody to come out to my show and this is what the fuck they say to me. Why would you even?
I don't like that.
Yeah, like this is exactly why I hate giving my energy to the wrong people. Like we need somewhere to just make our energy go. So y'all ready to go?
Yeah, we are.
Let's just go.
Really don't mean a thing. I can make that change. If it ain't part of my plan, then I'm shifting the mood. No consequence. Really gonna press that pedal. If it ain't part of my plan, then I'm shifting the mood. Oh, it's easy to cut through a path straight to a lane that feeds me. Oh, it's easy. So you better believe them when they say they see me. It's all in the way that the public perceive me. Oh, yes, I got handles, but can it handle it? Shifting my direction. They do anything for a mention. Policy, but it for my protection. I got control, yeah. Will never let go, no. Gon' see how the cookie crumble, cause you know it don't. Really don't mean a thing. I can make that change. If it ain't part of my plan, then I'm shifting the mood. No consequence. Really gonna press that pedal. If it ain't part of my plan, then I'm shifting the mood. Shift that, shift that, shift that, shift that, shift that, shift the mood. Shift that, shift that, shift that, shift that, shift that, shift the mood. Shift that.
Give you my whole life, girl. I will show you that you mean the world to me. But I got a question for ya, for ya, for ya. I'm just trying to get to know ya, know ya, know ya. If I tell you, say I love you. If I and every night. I go put no one above you. Would you give it to me?
Say yeah. Can I be the man that you dream of always? The one to make you smile and you think of always. Till then you be the girl that you dream of always. Me I don't need another to think of always. Oh yeah, come a little closer. Dance make you bust my brain. Give me the champion wine, girl, how I like it. Wanna see you bust it one time. If I tell you say I love you, no be mouth all day. Me I no go use you play. I be your superman, be your lover man. Be all you want, you don't need another man.
Girl, if I tell you say I love you, if I tell you say I need that body every day and every night, I go put no one above you. Would you give it to me? Don't take me for no maga. Don't take me for no food, darling. I will do anything for ya. Just tell me what to do, baby. Don't you take me for no maga. Don't take me for no food, darling. I will do anything for ya. Just tell me what to do, baby. Girl, you're nice, but you're so rude. Me like it cause you put me in the mood. Skin soft, anything good. Yeah, smell like shampoo. Yeah, bam bam move like typhoon. We heat it up like it's tofu. Now tell me what you gon' do, baby. If I tell you say I love you, if I tell you say I need that body every day and every night, I go put no one above you. Would you give it to me? Say yeah.
It's like a smoke break. It's like, oh, we gotta get back to work. Oh my god, okay, put it out real fast. But I gotta anyway. There's always something going on, I swear. First of all, the subways is getting more and more crazier and crazier as the days go on. So they found a dead body on in Times Square the other day. And people are consistently, like at least once a week, getting pushed in front of the trains. Now, I don't know, like they thought of coming up with all kinds of barriers. At the platform, there's a running joke that everybody just hugs the wall these days. Nobody's really trying to, step out away from or close to the edge of the platform, which is good. Nobody should be hanging out next to the platform, but that doesn't stop people anyway. And then again, so far has been consistently mentally challenged individuals involved in all of the altercations so far, which speaks more again to the state of mental health in the city than it does to anything else. They have police in the train stations on every platform overnight, which some will say is helpful. But depending on who you ask, because like I said before, some of the altercations took place with police right there on the platform. It didn't stop them from pushing or attempting to push people. Then, of course, you have your usual sick passengers and disruptive passengers. And then everybody knows about the teenager period on the buses and trains. Absolute nightmare for anybody who's got to ride the hey, Tara Vocals by Jamel Jones. How are you? From the studio. That's what's up. That's what's up. Always working. Always working. I see you and the new young lady that you're working with. And good luck to her. Of course, I want to shout out her Tara's Voice to Life tea, the vocal SOS. So it's definitely useful for soothing inflamed vocal cords and soothing your voice and your throat before, during, and after. Well, maybe not during. You could probably take a sip if you was on at the studio and nobody was looking. You know, get you a sip and get your voice right. Yep. I don't know, child. They're trying to get the Trump administration to shut down the congestion pricing because it's making everybody miserable here in New York. The prices of everything is going up. Eggs are $15 a dozen. Okay, if you can believe it. And not much help in sight, honestly. Trump, one of the things he said he was going to do was make an effort to bring down the prices. I don't know how he plans on doing that, especially considering that all of the tariffs he has planned is only going to raise the prices even more for everybody else. Because if you think these countries are actually going to be paying these prices, they're not. They're just going to raise the price and roll the cost down to the consumer, and that's us. So, it's just going to put a hold on pretty much everything that's not mandatory. And even some of the stuff that's mandatory, you're going to hold off on buying it until you absolutely have to, until they get a grip on this tariff situation. I mean, because you have Trump issuing the tariffs to China, then China retaliates and issues tariffs to America. So that means everything that we import from China now has a tariff on it. Everything we export to China now has a tariff on it. So that basically only means that the prices for everything is going up, ultimately. There's a lot of glee going on about the idea that Trump, of course, would also be cutting a lot of the social services. There are people out there who feel like, poor people shouldn't get anything. Of course, there are people who are manipulating the system, and there'll always be people who manipulate the system. There's also the misconception that African Americans are the biggest recipients of most of these programs, and that's just simply not true. Honestly, statistically, the biggest beneficiaries are white women, and followed by veterans and people with disabilities, believe it or not. The problem is whenever you tend to see mismanagement, misuse, or outright abuse of the system, they always use skin folks as the poster child for welfare queens. Automatically becomes a black woman, a young, apparently single mother, when all she's really trying to do is feed her damn kids. Maybe that is something wrong with that. You have people who say, they shouldn't be able to get this, they shouldn't be able to get that, they shouldn't be able to get this, they shouldn't be able to get that. But my argument to that is there will come a time when somebody is going to say what you should and should not be getting, despite the fact that you work hard for your money every day, and the discrepancy of the amount of money that you think they're taking out your check versus the amount of money that they're actually taking out your check, you should really feel a bit ashamed of yourself because they're only taking like $5 out your check. Okay? That's not enough to feed one person. Okay, so you acting like you know, feeding the nations, and they're wasting your money, and they're not doing right by you, and you know you should be the one saying what goes and what doesn't go. Is it's laughable. It really is. Everybody goes through something. Of course, there's always people who abuse the system, and there always will be, unfortunately. But the vast majority of people, they need the help that they're going through, and that they're asking for, I should say. And the level of hoops and crazy that they make you go through just to qualify for and maintain the help that they're giving you is ridiculous. And then if you turn around and make a nickel, and I mean a nickel over lunch money, you're not qualified. So it's only the 100-something% below the poverty level people who are qualifying consistently for this help. And y'all acting like they just giving it away on the street corners. Get off those street corners because that is not the case. That's not what's happening. And if there weren't any programs to help these people, best believe they're probably going to be coming to your house. So I don't understand why they complain so much, considering it's either that or they're going to take it. But the people have to eat. The people need medical. The people need housing. These are necessities. These are not just stuff that, you know, I feel like I might want to sleep inside today. I think I might want to have a 3 or 4 course meal today. Or a 1 course meal today. But that's really an example of how cold-blooded some people can be, and selfish, and just generally not happy, productive members of society. So yeah, I think they just sound bitter and angry. Shout out to Violators Unlimited Apparel on IG. Shout out to everybody tuned in on IG. I'm a little slow today. It's a little slow. I'm slow. But I'm still glad that you guys tuned in and put up with me for another week. I appreciate all my peoples, everybody in the chats, everybody on all the platforms. Thank you once again. Next week we'll have more current events. I'm working on a couple of guests to come in and sit with me and chat with you guys. I don't want to speak on it before it's a thing and jinx myself. So, yeah. But we'll be having hopefully a couple of guests in the near future. Just some people doing some awesome things that I would like to put a spotlight on the work that they're doing. I think they're doing good work, and I think that everybody should know about it. And if I have a platform, it is definitely for stuff like that. So once again, this was the Lola Shae Show podcast on IAXISRADIO.com. My call-in number is area code 347-708-0216. And you can send in videos or requests, topic requests, any topics that you like to send in. You can send to the Lola Shae Show at gmail.com. You can reach us on IG at the Lola Shae Show. And you can reach me and all the other wonderful shows on this platform on IAXISRADIO.com. They're going to take this time out to say thank you to Worlds of Rama, Bianca, and Michael Robinson for today's earlier videos. And, well, you know I have to have my favorite one at the end. So we'll take this time out now to go into those last couple of videos, and then I'll be back to say goodbye.
I wanna go with you anywhere, up to the moon and the stars. I just wanna go up. Baby, take me for a ride in the magic carpet. 747 glide through the clouds, baby, be my pilot. Hot air balloon, you're making me swoon, baby, that's what you do. You see all the mother fellas, they be trying, but they don't come through. Kind, patient, understanding. You give your kisses, hugging, squeezing. So I'm betting my cards on you. Keep doing what you do. I can't wait to see how the story begins. We go up, come to find we have a lot in common. Smart, cool, fine, swagger, king shit, just like I like her. You're giving me good vibes, what's running through my mind. Every day I've been waiting for a lover like this to come through. Take me up somewhere my mind can't explain. Wanna feel it rushing like heroin through my veins. So I'm betting my cards on you. Keep doing what you do. I can't wait to see how the story ends.
And that was Erica Falls Up. And once again, earlier's videos was Michael Robinson's Give It To Me, Bianca's Shift, and Worldarama's Queens Get The Money. So I want to say thank you very much once again for everybody who tuned in. Thank you to my regulars. Thank you to everybody on Twitch, on IG, and on YouTube. In the comments, I want to say thanks to my sponsors. I want to say thanks to everybody, and I'm going to take this time to do my happy last goodbye video, and I'll see you guys next week.
It's sad to think we're not gonna make it. And it's gotten to the point where we just can't think it. Ooh, for some ungodly reason, just won't let it die. No, I guess neither one of us wants to be the first to say goodbye.
Oh, I keep wondering what I'm gonna do without you. And I guess you must be wondering the same thing too. Ooh, so we go on together, living a lie. 'Cause neither one of us wanna be the first to say goodbye.
Every time I find the nerve, every time I find the nerve to say I'm leaving.
Oh, memories, those old memories, they get in my way.
Lord knows it's only me. Oh, He knows it's only me that I'm deceiving. Ooh, when it comes to saying goodbye, that's a simple word that I just cannot say.
There's no possible way this can have a happy ending. I don't see it, baby. No, no, no. So we just go on, go on hurting and pretending.
And convincing ourselves to give it just one more try.
Because neither one of us wants to be the first to say
Thanks for watching. Tune in next week for the Lola Shae Show.